Hey, hello everyone, and welcome to the SRT Teaser Classes. We're back with another great class for everyone. My name is Alfonso, and I'm from the SRT team, and today we're presenting a very interesting class where Full Sail University will teach us what it takes to create a video game. So I'm really happy to be here today to introduce our speaker, Lilian Garcia. Lili, hello. We're very glad to have you here, Lili. Lily is International Outreach Representative for Latin America at Full Sail University, and will be our presenter for today. Very important, I'd like to invite you all to ask questions through the chat box you have on the right-hand side of your screen. My colleague Marta, who's saying hi over there, will be collecting all your questions to be answered by Lily at the end of the session. You can start sharing with us where you're watching us from today. For instance, I'm in Valencia in Spain. Lily, you're in Mexico City?
That's right.
That's correct. So share where you're watching us from today. Also remind you that this session is being recorded for those who couldn't join us live today, or if you want to watch it later afterwards, you'll receive this in your email. So without further ado, I would like to give the floor to Lily. Welcome, Lily.
Thank you, Alfonso, and thank you, SRT team. So, hi everyone. As Alfonso mentioned, my name is Lilian Garcia, and I am the admission representative of Full Sail University. So, as you guys know, the title of this presentation is what it takes to create a video game, right? So today we're going to talk about a little bit about what it takes to create a video game, the different parts of the different professions that are involved to creating a video game. If you guys have any question, please feel free to type it on the chat box, and I will later answer your questions, okay? So, the world of video games. First of all, I want to talk to you about a little research that I made regarding the video game industry, because sometimes when you go over to your parents of the people that are going to pay for the program that you want to study related to video games, they give you, like the look that are you going to starve to death and something like that. But to be completely honest with you, the video game industry, it's a multi-billionaire industry. For example, right now, it's estimated that 2,300 game developer companies are producing video games for 2.69 billion gamers. So that means that there's one decimal part of developers per the bunch of video gamers. And this amount, it's insane. So that means basically that approximately a third of the global population plays video games. Of course, this number increased over with the pandemic situation, because now everyone is playing a video game. Doesn't matter where you guys are from, the platform where you are going to be playing it, or the country that you guys are from. Okay, so and it's amazing, to be completely honest with you, because this means that this is an industry that it's going to be there for a long time. So 2.69 billion of gamers won't disappear from one day to another. So that means that there's a lot of job opportunities out there. Okay. So this is just like a general, like estimated or prognostication for the games market. So this was, like something that was created previous to the pandemic condition, but it's usually had like a very steady amount and percentage of growth. So before the pandemic was an estimated increase of 19%, but of course it increased way more with the pandemic, and specifically because everyone was inside their homes, so there was another way to blow some steam, to play video games in different areas. Okay, so regarding the market, this is something else that change or shift over the years. When I was young, I used to play video games because I'm always a gamer. I like to see myself as that. But I used to play video games back in the day in consoles, like the GameCube or the PlayStation, or sometimes in PC, like when you have your Tetris account or something in your computer. But now with the technology advantage and the technology, like evolving continuously, around 49% of total gamers have access to a video game on a mobile device. That's crazy. So that means that there's a lot of need of people specialized in mobile, but as well, there is a huge amount of people still playing on consoles, and still on PCs as well. Okay, so that's why companies keep on creating and creating more consoles. For example, PS1, PS5, I mean. Okay. The cost of creating a video game. So there are many costs involved, and depending, of course, on the platform that you want to create a video game, it also changes. How many or how big is your team? You know, like the team of programmers, of coders, like how many people you will be needing to create the graphics or the visuals of the video game. This can change. For example, back in the day, there used to be a video game called Flappy Bird, and this was a video game that just a graduate student from computer science created, and the cost for creating that video game was like $300, so it was like nothing, right? And they created and they generate more income. But for example, there are some other video games that the cost it's very high, because like they work with a big company in a big industry, so they have a big team of developers. They also have to pay for intellectual property as well, some type of equipment that it has to be specialized, marketing, and all of those things that a small company or a small production house will not have. Okay, and I have here some examples that you might have identified. Fortnite, for example. I know that this game is not as popular as it used to be back in the day, but I don't know if you guys remember that it was a free video game, and they made profit out of buying the skins of the players, right? So this is a video game that cost $4.29 billion to create, okay? And they make the most of the profit with all the skins that you were able to find, to buy, and to acquire, okay? So another of these examples is Candy Crush. This was a very popular video game. Like, for example, my mom, she's around 73 years old, and she's addicted to Candy Crush as well. I have friends who finish I don't even remember how many levels they were, but I have friends that finish all the levels that they have. And I also remember people, like trying to hack the the date on their cell phone to get like extra lives so they can keep on playing. So this is also a video game that cost $7.5 billion, but also the amount that they got from the people buying and getting bombs and all of that, like like a special things so you can have like more points in your game. It was huge. So they got a lot of profit from creating this type of video games, even though that it was free for the users. Okay, so moving on. Grand Theft Auto. So this is also a very popular game, video game. I know that it's not like kind of under 18 people recommended, but it's very popular as well. So this was one of the more expensive video games back in the day, and actually it cost around $9.5 billion to create it. Okay, but also I don't know, guys, if you have ever heard how it takes, like how long it takes to create a video game. So they have to give, like different elevator pitch. They have to create trailers, and they have to create visuals. They have to look for proper intellectuality as well, and the specific in this case in Grand Theft Auto, they had a big marketing campaign regarding the date that it was going to be launched. But I don't know if you guys remember, it was delayed. So they delayed the announce and the launch of this video game, and it was a really good marketing strategy, because that way it increased the amount of people interested, the people of potential buyers, and the people of persons who got the video game. Okay, so that was a little bit about the marketing research that I did. So if you guys ever talk to your parents about what it takes to create a video game and how can you guys work in the industry, these are some of the numbers that you can present to your parents as well. But in general, what does it take to create a video game? There are four areas. There are four main areas that every single video game has. Okay, so for example, The first one is animation. It's everything related to the visuals, okay? So it's everything related to what you see when you guys are playing, okay? So the other side, the behind the scenes side, it's the programming. This is what it makes the video game work, like it makes operate and work properly. And also there's the design. The design side of a video game, it's not the visuals as the animation, for example. The design part of the video game is the number of levels, how difficult are these levels, how many ways can you play to finish the video game, for example. And of course, there's another area that is very important that is called business. The business is the most important of the video game because without the business and without, like monetizing this playing situation, video gaming would not exist. So let's first of all talk about animation. Whoops, sorry. Animation. So animation, as I mentioned previously, it's everything that is related to visuals, okay? So there are different types of animation in the industry. And of course, animation is something that it can be used not only in video game, but also in any other industries. And first of all, the animators, once they have the script of the video game, they will have to create the characters. And this is called character design, of course. They will have to create, as in movies, for example, they will have to create a storyboard regarding like every single like main scene of the video game. Like there are some type of video games, they have like story, so in between levels or between challenges, you see like a little story about the character of the main character. So the animator artists create the characters depending on the main characteristics of the principal character as well. So after they have this character created in paper, they will have to create this in clay. This is called modeling, and they will have to do a scan of the model in 3D so they can keep on animating it, okay? So, and then they will have to add the texture, the rigging, and many other things to make the character more realistic, okay? For example, this is one of the parts of the animation process. This is called, this is something that very usually the animator students for the video games uses, or the people who are into these areas create. So this is called posing faces. Okay, so basically this is a type of art or a type of character design that will show the different faces, the different gestures, the different, like sides or angles of a character that will be shown in the video game. Okay, and after they have this in paper, like in a draft, they will have to create a maquette that is the model made in clay, so they can digitally modify this type of characters so they can make it more realistic. Okay, so as you can see on the right side, this is a maquette of the character on the left side. And then evolving and creating different materials, and depending on the expertise and how many detail they want to give to the characters, they will create and put different layers of clay on the models or the maquettes, so they can simulate clothing, buttons, zippers, hair, armor. And they also have to think about the quality of the materials they're going to be creating on their maquettes. So the modelers and the animators, we will have to think about if the character is, like dressed in silk, for example, because it will wrinkle different than cotton, for example, or if it's like a leather suit, or they have to create and simulate the models more closely to the reality. Okay, so they can scan, and then with different areas of technology, so they can after create a 3D model. And a 3D model, it's just taking the first character or the main character and divided it in simple shapes in a digital mesh. Usually the animators use different software like Maya, Substance, Photoshop, and many other softwares to create these 3D model characters. Okay, so of course, if you guys want to be an animator, you will have to be have a lot of like expertise drawing and creating and visualizing and having a lot of imagination to creating characters. Another side of creating video games is the programming. So basically, programming, it's everything related to coding. And there are many engines out there in the world. So depending on the engine that you can be used, there are different types of language that you can be also learn. For example, C Sharp, C++, and many, many, many others. But these two, for example, are one of the most popular. So remember, depending on the engine that you want to be used to create your video game, it also depends on the coding language that you will have to learn. This is an example, for example, like an example of Unity platform. This is a platform where you can mix the visual contents, but also mix the programming and coding. So this is a very visual way to create a video game, because that way you can sync and you can combine or mix and match these two main areas of the video games. And as long as you keep moving forward with the coding of the video games, you can also keep on moving forward with the art. Okay, so this type of software, well, most of it, they have like a free trial period. And if you guys want to experience some of these, or what is related to create a video game, you can also or always download the free version of this type of engines. Okay. Regarding the design, as I previously mentioned, the design part of creating a video game is not regarding the art. It's regarding on how high the character is going to jump, how difficult it's going to be to move forward on the levels. It's how you guys are going to modify the histories of the video game, or the script of the video game, so it can be more appealing for the players. Okay. For example, if you guys have a video game related to, like a first shooting person, for example, like an action video game, there's some certain of feelings and emotion that the player itself have to experience, right? So the designer is the person in charge to make sure that the player is related to the feelings of and the sensations that the script video gamers wanted to transfer or to transmit to the players. Okay. Also, the designer, it's everything related to the trials of the video game. For example, if you have a video game and you will have to make the tryouts, like create or try the video game in different platforms as well. This is some of the part of the job that a designer will have to create. Okay, or have to be in charge of. Regarding the business side, this is also one of the most interesting parts of a video game, because remember, without monetizing, I'm sorry, I cannot say the word. Without making money or profit out of the video game, there's no way that a video game can exist. So games, it's part of the entertainment industry. And you have to be sure that creating a video game, it's something that connects the feeling, and there's a way to monetization. Okay, so remember the example of Fortnite. People like, for example, I have a friend who has a son, and one day he had the credit card information, and he was playing Fortnite, and just grabbed the information of the credit card from his parent, and he just buy a skin, and the parent was like crazy, like, how do you were able to spend all this amount of money? And the son was like, well, I just bought new clothes. And the parent was like, where is the clothes? And he was like, yeah, it's in my video game character. So remember, it's creating these connections emotionally, but also trying to make a profit out of it. So the business side, it's everything related to creating a video game more appealing to the consumer. So you will have to create a title of your video game, something that sounds very appealing to the consumer or the player. So remember, you will have to, or the people who is in the business side will try to connect or identify something that is related to the video game, and also something that sounds really appealing to the consumer. Okay. Also, even though that, for example, if you are a video gamer creator, you will want everyone to play your video game, right? But to be completely honest, a video game cannot be to everybody or to anyone in this world. Okay, so you will have to do a marketing research if you guys are into into the business side of creating video games. So you will have to identify your consumer, and also you will have to see or find what makes you different and unique. Like what adds value to your video game, what type of video game it is, and who is going to play it. Okay. So I have a couple of examples here of different video games. Maybe you will be able to identify with different or one or two of them. And most time, the profile of the gamer depends on how many or how much free time they have. And, like the typical classical uh, lifestyle, basically. So, for example, I'm going to read a little bit about the profiles of the consumer. And also, this type of knowing the profiles of the consumer, it can be translated on profit. Okay. So, the popcorn gamer. Playing video games may not be my favorite hobby, but I define enjoying watching others play. I know that you guys know someone who is like this. Like for example, I remember that I have friends back when I was in high school, and some they used to be like very heavy video game players, and some of the girls we used to be like like on the couches watching them play, for example. So this type of video play gamer might not be devote much time to playing games every week, but that doesn't stop them turning into Twitch, YouTube, or Mixer to watch play people video games. So this is also another side of the video game area. This is why so many people or YouTubers have become so famous. You know, we have all seen all these videos, where people are playing and we just are watching the reaction of the people playing a video game. Okay. This is another example, the time filler. So this is a type of person who only play video games when they have free or spare time. And usually they play video games on a mobile device, okay? So they're between this range of age, and they also have like different types of situation, like different habits. They're divided in different genres as well. So the people in marketing and related to the business side of creating a video game, it has to be aware of all these type of things. So for example, if they want to create a video game for a time filler, for example, Candy Crush, they will have to create this video game on a mobile device. And also they have to be able to play, even though that they are not online, right? So you always have to keep that in mind. This is another example. The ultimate video game. Gamer is my DNA. There are a few things I love more. I spend my free time and my money on video games. So this is mainly the target audience of the companies that create video games, okay? But also the business people, they have to be aware about a business plan and how they want to promote and how they want to, like people know about the video game. So they have to create a marketing strategy, and they will have to divide and distribute their profit or their budget, to create this type of awareness, okay? And also you will have to think, if you guys are into the business side of creating video games, what's the price? Like if you want to be that everyone is available to download and play your video game, the distribution, where are they going to be able to find your video game? If it's going to be online, if it's going to be on a store, or in other place. So now we're going to watch a video about the university, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the programs that we offer at Full Sail.
You're creating, time stops. You have a goal and a purpose. It's more than a task. It's an act of discovery. It requires looking at the world in new ways and observing life. It takes boldness to start and courage to stay open and searching for the missing pieces, seeing things not just as they are, but as they could be. There are mistakes. There are obstacles along the way. But without them, beauty and genius would not exist. When you get there, when you find the answer, that feeling is what feeds us and sends us on our next journey. Creativity is more than art. It's the source of everything amazing in our world. And our world needs more amazing. be creative.
Okay, so that's a little bit about Full Sail. And well, so we are located in Orlando, in Florida, and we specialize in everything related to entertainment, digital arts, media communications, and technology. We offer different programs, different such as bachelor degrees, master's degrees, even we have associate's degrees. So if you guys are into studying this type of programs related to creating video games, we offer some of them. We are one of the most recognized institutions for creators of video games. And actually, in 2021, above 150 of our graduate from Full Sail University were nominated in over 34 games. So some of our grads have been creating or working the production of the video games like Grand Theft Auto, The Witcher, Uncharted, Doom, League of Legends, Fortnite, and many, many others. We are something like the Harvard on the video game industry, so we are very well recognized, okay? Um, we have different programs and different faculties, but regarding our game programs, we offer 3 bachelor's degrees. We offer game art. So, for example, if you're really good at drawing and creating art and you are into creating the characters, everything that is visual on a video game, this is a program that we have. We also offer game design, that is for you guys to be a producer of the video game. Remember to be in charge of how difficult the levels of the video game are going to be. And we also offer game development, okay? These are some of the programs that we have in our game faculty. And here I have a little bit of a description of every single course. So these are the areas. And also we have a master in game design. Okay, so if you guys already have a bachelor degree in your country and you want to keep on creating or you want to be specialized in the gaming area, we have this master degree that is specialized for being a producer of the video games. So relating to game art, remember, if you want to make and create video games to look different than a traditional video game, this is a program that I recommend. But also, if you are into art, you will learn the traditional and the more technology related methods to create art digitally. And also, you will learn about creating textures and lighting for immersing video game environments. Okay? Game development. This is a program that we offer on campus and also online. And this is something that you will learn to create the coding and the program in different languages. At Full Sail, we teach C#, C++, among many other programming languages. And also, you will have to be a person who is very into problem solving skills. And you guys will be creating realistic simulations in AE. Okay. Regarding game design, remember, it's if you want to be the producer of a video game, to be in charge of the concepts and the mechanics and how to build levels and design systems and script and create prototypes and test them for the industry. Okay. And regarding the master, so you will have to have a background in art or in coding and programming, and basically you will develop video games in different platforms using these various languages, and you will deliver or create basically this type of video games depending on your business side. Okay. We also have an art faculty at Full Sail University. We also offer programs like graphic design, digital arts and design, and computer animation. So these are other areas that you can be studying if you want to keep up, like work afterwards in the gaming industry. And we also offer a technology area. So in our technology faculty, we have cloud technologies, mobile development, cloud technologies, simulation and visualization, among many, many others. If you guys are more into the business side, we have a bachelor's degree called creative writing. So this is the people in charge of creating the story and the script of a video game. And on the business side, we have a program called entertainment business. Okay. Um, our bachelor degrees are fast paced, so basically you will graduate only in 2 years instead of four. And our admission requirements, the general admission requirements, as you can see, are right here. But depending on the specific program that you want to apply, the admission process might change or vary a little bit. So basically, that's it for my presentation. So I'm ready to answer some of your questions. If you guys have any question, feel free to type it on the chat box.
Thank you very much, Lily, for this presentation and for all this information and explaining what it takes to produce and put together a video game, and also tell us about Full Sail University. We do have a couple of questions here. The first one: are there courses that allow me to take all four: coding, animation, design, and business?
Yes, thank you. So our program of game design will let you oversee all these areas, the four different areas of creating a video game. But if you want to specialize in, I don't know, like have more knowledge on coding, so that means that you will have to take a program directly in mobile development. But our program in game design, you will be able to see, like be in charge of the four different areas of creating a video game.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And also a question that we get asked very commonly when addressing design majors is, do students need a developed portfolio to apply to these studies, or previous experience on this sort of design?
Okay, so the only area that we suggest that you show some of your artwork, it's on the programs related to art. So if it's something that you want to apply related to coding and programming, it's not necessary to show that you have previous experience because coding is kind of hard, and that's why you go to the university for it, right? But for example, if you're more into an art program, my recommendation is to have something that you can show. It's not necessarily a portfolio, but at least have some art pieces that you can show to our admissions representative, and this will facilitate your admission status on the university.
Okay, great. And then what would you suggest students interested in pursuing such a degree? I mean, what sort of backgrounds or perhaps previous courses they should take?
Okay, so it depends also in the area that they want to pursue. So for example, if they're more into an art area, my recommendation is to, like try to find some art classes, PA courses in their high school. If they're more into the coding and programming, my recommendation is to have an advanced level of mathematics and also try to explore on these free engines that you can find online, like for example Unity, and try to code as much as you can. But remember, you go for the university for studying these type of programs. And if you're into design, one of the recommendations that I have is every time that you play, try to play consciously, not only playing a video game, but also thinking and analyzing the content on the video game, and try to think what will make it a better video game. Or what will you change on this level, or the history or the script of the video game, and what will you do to make it better or more enjoyable? Okay, so basically these are some of the recommendations that I have.
Thank you, Lily. We have some more questions. One coming in from Maria Fernanda. Is there a big demand for character designing and overall in the art video game franchise?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah. Is there a big demand for character designing and overall art in the video game franchise?
Thank you. Yes, Maria Fernanda. Yes. So specifically because as consumers, what we see of a video game is the interface, right? So it's everything that is visual or visual on the video game. So there's a huge amount of people creating and developing these characters. There's people who specialize as well in weapons, or there's also people who specialize in creating all the surroundings on the character when they create a video game. So there is a huge, like the market, the professional market is requiring more and more people who is into art. So if you're into art areas and you want to specialize on art for video game, I truly recommend you keep moving on your dream. So because there's a huge area of opportunity there.
Great. Well, we have many questions coming in. We have a Matt Willick asking, with a game design degree, will I have the necessary skill to create my own game?
Yes. But not, well, to be completely honest with you, you will be the one producing. So that means that you will have to create a team so you can create a video game. So you will have to hire, for example, Maria Fernanda or Mafer to create all the characters and the visuals for the video game. But also you will have to be in charge of hiring someone who is creating the code of the video game, and you will be the one, like putting everything, all the pieces together so you can create the video game. Okay, so you will learn the basis of all of these areas, of all the 4 areas really necessary to create a video game, but you will not be the expertise people or person in any of like going deeper in all these areas. So you can create a very simple video game, but for example, if you want to go something more into depth, you will have to hire a bigger team. Okay.
And then, of course, the question would be for Matt Willick, is there any advantage to taking programming as a compared to design in terms of job opportunities and money? Right? That's the next question.
Okay, so the main advantage is that you're going to be specialized in the industry. So back in the day, this type of programs didn't exist. Like I'm talking about 10 years ago. So the industry used to hire people who were artists in general or graphic designers. So the advantage of pursuing a degree in art for video game, specialized in video game, is that you will learn and you will know how to use the specific software and equipment necessary to create the art for video games. So that's the main advantage of pursuing a program in this specialized area.
Okay, Lily, I have to say you're on fire. Many questions, so we keep on going. We have Clady asking, hi, what does computer science have inside as a program? The side question is, what the lowest level of grades that the university would accept? So there's two
Okay.
questions here.
Okay, so in general, like admission requirements, we require a minimum of 2.7 GPA, and depending on the country that you guys are from, you can make the conversion. But it's not a very high GPA that we require for making the admission process. But what we take, well, to be completely honest with you, what we focus more or what we see more is the admission. Okay, the admission interview that we request as part of the admission process. In there, for example, if you don't have the average of or the grades necessary to apply, we can analyze your specific case. And for example, if you have created something related to the industry, or if you already have, like try to figure out how Unity or any other platform works, we can see your specific profile. But in general, the grades that we require is 2.7 GPA.
Perfect. Another question now from Fernando. Is it difficult to work for a big company like Konami, Rockstar, etc.?
Fernando, so it depends on you. So at Full Sail University, we will give you the tools, and it depends on you and how hard you work, I'm sorry, to pursue your dream job, okay? So for example, the institution, we have agreements with different companies such as Blizzard, Epic Games, Electronic Arts, and many other big companies. But for example, if after you graduate from any of our program degrees, if you want to work with this specific producer of video games, or like Rockstar, for example, we will find you the contact so you can have an interview with them. But at the end of the day, it depends on how hard you work, okay? So it depends on you 100%.
Perfect. So now another question from Iskra. How does game optimization work? And I will need your help with terminology here, Lily. What makes a game perform well in terms of FPS and latency?
Okay, so I'm not the specialized person on video games, but Iskra, if you want, I'm gonna share with you guys my contact information so I can dig a little deeper.
Here's your
And
contact info on the screen so everyone can
oh,
take
there you go.
note of your email and reach out to you directly, Lily. Yep.
That's right, and I can dig a little deeper, and like request more information on the specialized people on this program. Um, and yeah, I don't know if anyone has any other question.
Yeah, I have some more questions for for you, Lily. A
English.
question we do get asked about that: say, do you require English language exams? And then, if any students, I mean, talented students, don't reach that level, are they supported with any courses to get into full sail?
Yes, we require an advanced level of English proficiency. We require a TOEFL or an IELTS, for example, or a Cambridge test. But if you don't, yeah, like get the language proficiency level, we also offer some English courses at the university. And we also request an extra test, specifically if you want to apply for our game developing programs, because you will have to have a higher level of mathematical, like resources,
Skills, yeah, and that's what Clady
skills.
right now is asking us. She's asking, apart from English, do I have to take any additional test in order to get into your university? So that will be the answer, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So the big reason to pay attention to math classes. This is a really nice way to apply mathematics, and a heads up for everyone. And I think that will be it for now. Is there anything else you would like to add up, Lily?
No, I just want to thank you guys for being here. I was a lot of nervous. I was very nervous, so that was. Thank you for being here, guys.
Okay, so one last question. They won't let you go, Lily. What are the modules for game design? Do I have to take extra physics and mathematics? Okay, mathematics, we have it clear. And what is the score necessary for IELTS?
Okay, so for IELTS is 6, and for game design, um, yeah, you will have to have extra skills in mathematics, and in physics, it's only on the basic level. Okay, so yeah, it's not necessary on physics. Um,
Okay, and we have Ted. I am in a country really far from the university. Which country, Ted? Share, please. And would like to come to the university. How will you proceed if I pass the admission interview?
get in touch with me, get in contact with me. Remember my contact information, it's also on the chat conversation and also on the screen. And I will help you. I will get you in touch with the people or the representative of the region that you live in. And it's a very easy and smooth process. So yeah, if you have any question, just let me know.
All right. So, last question, Lily. Is there any open doors, a virtual open doors event coming soon? So all the students know and they can attend.
Okay, so just give me 1 second and I will give you the answer, because yes, we usually have tours in our campus. We have virtual and we have on campus. If you guys are into like ever in Orlando, you can attend one of these tours. But we have a virtual tour, and let me just share with you the date. Hold on, my internet.
Yeah, because this can be a great opportunity for students that now are acquainted with Full Sail. They can just have a look at the degrees at the campus and also get in touch, as you said, with the representative that can follow up on their potential application. Right?
Yeah, that's right. And it's completely different from, like the professionals on the industry showing you the labs and all the facilities that we have, than me showing you only these cool pictures that I have from the university. Virtual ETS. Hold on just 1 second because my internet connection.
No worries. Those are the perks of the virtual world. So don't forget, everyone, to download the Full Sail University brochure. You have it on the top of the chat box. You will find also all information about the degrees and entry requirements for Full Sail University. You have it right up there. So just download it. You'll have all the information as well. And take note of Lily's email so you can reach out to her for any further questions.
Okay, so I have the day now. So the next one is going to be on February 20. I'm going to send over the link on the chat box. If you guys are interested, you can just like copy and paste the link. And basically, it's a behind the scenes tour, and it's we have it in two different schedules. We have one at 1 p.m. Eastern time, so that means it's Orlando City time, and we have another one at 4 p.m. And basically, at this behind the scenes tour, besides like looking around the facilities and walking around the campus of the university, there's a lecture of one of our graduates that has been well recognized in the industry. Like it could be on music, on film, or also on video game. So if you guys have more interesting or interest in attending this virtual tour, please let me know, and I will send over the link as well.
Perfect. Thank you very much for the invitation, Lily. And just before closing the session, we want to invite all the students to our upcoming Study Abroad Virtual Fair on February 24th. It's from 12 p.m. until 16 UK time. We'll feature many universities promoting their programs. So reach out to us or go to edusrtfirst.com to register. You have the link there. Perfect. So thank you very much, Lily. Thank you everyone for joining the session, and see you in the next webinar.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank
Have
you,
a great
Lily.
day or
Bye.
evening. Bye.